Sex scandal storm has hit Karnataka politics, a JDS MP in focus. In Karnataka, the Prime Minister raises the Neha murder case, goes after the Siddaramaiah government over law and order. Home Minister Amit Shah likely to meet Neha's family in Hubballi, Karnataka on the 1st of May. It's the deep fake face-off. Telangana Congress faces the heat. One arrested for the deep fake on Home Minister Amit Shah. And that Begameti decision, Congress is confused about Rahul Gandhi. They just cannot take a decision. The big story, ladies and gentlemen, as we get you the big headline of the day from across the country. The show's called Across the Republic, and we're getting you the biggest stories from across India as we see it this election season. The Prime Minister has been going across the country from state to state, phase by phase, and he was in Karnataka this morning. The Prime Minister raised the Neha Hiremath murder case, a story that's taken the state of Karnataka by storm in the last 2 weeks. Neha Hiremath, a student, was murdered at a college in Hubballi. The murder was caught on CCTV. It's on your screen. Fayaz, the murderer, has been arrested. But the story brought to light the law and order situation. And as the BJP and the Congress face off in this election season, it's one of the biggest talking points. The Prime Minister made a mention of the Neha murder. He also questioned the law and order situation in Karnataka under the Congress government.
कांग्रेस के एक और खतरनाक गेम के बारे में आगाह करना चाहता हूं। जब से यहां कांग्रेस की सरकार बनी है, तब से कैसी कैसी घटनाएं हो रही हैं, ये आप जरा चिंता का विषय है। उसको एक साथ जोड़ करके देखिए, उसको टुकड़ों में मत देखना। आप सोचिए भाई बहनों, हुबली में क्या हुआ, हमारी एक बेटी के साथ क्या हुआ। जहां शिक्षा का दाम है, हुबली में एक बेटी को एक के बाद एक चाकू के घाव मार दिए जाए, वो दृश्य देखकर हर किसी का दिल दहल गया। लेकिन यहां की पूरी सरकार वोट बैंक को बचाने के लिए बेटी के सम्मान पर ही हमला करने में जुट गई। तुष्टीकरण के लिए कांग्रेस किसी भी हद को पार कर सकती है। साथियों, कर्नाटका में कट्टरपंथी ताकतें बेलगाम हुई है। कोई दुकानदार अपनी दुकान के भीतर हनुमान चालीसा सुनता है तो उस पर हमला हो जाता है। राजधानी बेंगलुरु तक में दिन दहाड़े आतंकी हमला होता है, बम फूटता है, और सरकार पहले क्या बोलती है, कहती है गैस का सिलेंडर फटा है। ये गैस का सिलेंडर फटा है कि तुम्हारा दिमाग फटा है।
A controversy also in Karnataka, ladies and gentlemen, as an MP from the JDS, his name is Prajwal Revanna, and there was an allegation of alleged sex tapes that were doing the rounds, based on which the state government in Karnataka has ordered an SIT probe. Now, the controversy is getting bigger as Prajwal Revanna has reportedly left India for Germany, even as the investigation into the alleged act continues. Here's how the story is developing.
Anger continues to mount against H.D. Revanna and Prajwal Revanna. Protest by Congress Women's Cell workers has entered day 2. JDS patriarch and former Prime Minister H.D. Devegowda's son H.D. Revanna and grandson Prajwal Revanna, the incumbent MP from Hassan, were booked for sexual harassment and stalking, landing the JDS in a tough spot ahead of the elections. The case was registered based on a complaint by a woman who worked in Revanna's house. The woman claimed that Prajwal Revanna misbehaved with her. She also accused H.D. Revanna of misbehaving and sexually assaulting her repeatedly. In fact, Republic TV is the only channel to confront H.D. Revanna. Listen in to this exclusive conversation.
ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ರೇವಣ್ಣ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್. ಪ್ರಜ್ವಲ್ ಅವ್ರ ಕೇಸ್ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಪ್ರತಿಭಟನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಆ ಕೇಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಿ ಸರ್?
ಸರ್, ಈಗ ಅವ್ರು SIT ನೇಮಕ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ತನಿಖೆ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಲಿ, ಯಾರು ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಕುಟುಂಬಕ್ಕೆ 40 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ COD ಲೋಕಾಯುಕ್ತ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಡೆಸಿರೋದು. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಎದುರಿಸೋಕೆ ರೆಡಿ. ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ
ಪ್ರಕರಣದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಿ ಸರ್? ಮಹಿಳೆಯರು ಕೂಡ ದೂರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮಹಿಳಾ
ಸರ್, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ತನಿಖೆ ಮಾಡಲಿ ಸರ್. ನಾವು ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ತನಿಖೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಏನೈತೆ ಮಾಡಲಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನನಗೇನು ನೋಡಿ ಸರ್, ಈ ಥರ ಈಗ ನಾನು ಯಾವುದೂ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ದಯಮಾಡಿ
ಉಚ್ಚಾಟನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೆಲವರೆಲ್ಲ ಒತ್ತಾಯ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಅದನ್ನು ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಏನು ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ತಾಳುತ್ತೋ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬದ್ಧ.
ಈಗ ದೇವೇಗೌಡರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರ?
ಅವರು ದೇವೇಗೌಡ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗಿ ಕೇಳಿ ಸರ್. ಬರಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
Former Chief Minister of Karnataka H.D. Kumaraswamy was questioned about the charges against the JDS first family. H.D. Kumaraswamy said that he has always fought for the rights of the women and reposed faith in the SIT probe. In a cryptic message, he said those who have consumed salt must have water. Listen in.
SIT ರಚನೆ ಆಗಿದೆ. ನಾನು ನೆನ್ನೆನೂ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ನೆನ್ನೆಯೂ ಸಹ ಉಪ್ಪು ತಿಂದವ್ರು ನೀರು ಕುಡಿಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ನಾನು ಇದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಇನ್ನೇನು ಹೇಳೋಕ್ಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ದೇವೇಗೌಡರಾಗಲಿ ನಾನಾಗಲಿ ಎಂದೂ ಸಹ ಈ ದೇಶದ ಈ ನಾಡಿನ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರಿಗೆ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಗೌರವಯುತವಾಗಿ ನಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಹಲವಾರು ತಾಯಂದರು ಬಂದು ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಅವ್ರ ಕಷ್ಟ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ ನೆರವು ಕೊಟ್ಟವ್ರನ್ನ ಸಂಕಷ್ಟನ ಪಾರು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥವ್ನು. ಅದರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಮಹಿಳೆಯರಿಗೆ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಗೌರವಯುತವಾಗಿ ನಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥವ್ರು. ಅದರಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಆಗಬಾರ್ದು. ಆಗಿದ್ದರೆ ಆಗಬಾರ್ದು. ತನಿಖೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸತ್ಯಾಂಶ ಹೊರಗೆ ಬರಲಿ. ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಇವತ್ತು SIT ರಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರ ಪಾತ್ರಗಳು ಏನೇನಿದೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಸತ್ಯಾಂಶ ಹೊರಗೆ ಬಂದರೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಯಾರು ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಶಿಕ್ಷೆ ಅನುಭವಿಸಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಇದನ್ನೇ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ.
The situation has become complicated as Revanna's entire family occupies positions of power in the Hassan district. H.D. Kumaraswamy's neutral stance on the allegations against H.D. Revanna and his son has raised eyebrows. Remember, last year, H.D. Kumaraswamy and his brother H.D. Revanna were allegedly at loggerheads over the Hassan ticket, a rift that former Chief Minister downplayed and accused certain individuals in Hassan of plotting against the party's interests. Meanwhile, Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka D.K. Shivkumar took a dig at BJP and asked what is the stand of the Saffron Party on this.
ಬಿಜೆಪಿಯವರು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಬಿಜೆಪಿಯವರು ಹೇಳಬೇಕೀಗ. ಬಿಜೆಪಿಯವರು ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಬಿಜೆಪಿ ಲೀಡರು NDA ಲೀಡರು ಉತ್ತರ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಹೊರತು ನಮಗೆ JDSಗೂ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಇಲ್ಲ.
What's also to be noted here is that a BJP leader from Hassan district had warned the state leadership about the allegations that Prajwal Revanna was sexually abusing women months before his name was announced as the NDA candidate for the Hassan seat. G. Devraje Gowda, who was the BJP's Hole Narsipura candidate during the 2023 assembly polls, had penned a letter to the state BJP president B.Y. Vijayendra on December 8th last year. In the letter, he had warned against nominating Prajwal. In fact, the same day he wrote to BJP National General Secretary Organizational B.L. Santosh too. In the letters, he also claimed of receiving a pen drive containing scandalous videos which were being used to blackmail. Devraje Gowda had also claimed that the Congress leaders had another pen drive containing these videos and photos. Now, an advocate has lodged a complaint with the cybercrime police alleging that the video clippings have been tampered and the face of the younger leader morphed before leaking the videos.
There are also a lot of political ramifications with the former Chief Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy stating that according to the law of the land, if one is found guilty, he will have to be punished as well. And now a JDS MLA Sharan Kumar Kandukur has come forward and stated that Prajwal Revanna will have to be suspended from the party.
The Congress also staged protests against Prajwal. Congress leader Bhavya Narasimha Murthy questioned why the Prime Minister is silent on the matter. She also questioned why the ticket was issued to a sexual offender.
The same day, I think, CM set up an SIT, and today the probe has already started. On one hand, one of the victims have come out and registered an FIR. We will definitely go according to law and make sure these women get justice.
Furthermore, the Congress leaders demanded imposition of stringent sections against Prajwal.
देखिए, हम चीफ मिनिस्टर की जो नीयत है वो दिख रही है. पुलिस ने पहले FIR कर दी, उसके लिए विक्टिम्स को सुप्रीम कोर्ट, हाई कोर्ट नहीं जाना पड़ा, जैसे दिल्ली और हरियाणा में आपने देखा. यहाँ पर अगर आप देखेंगे तो अपराधी देश छोड़कर चला गया है. हम मुख्यमंत्री जी से कहेंगे, आपने SIT बिठा दिया, पुलिस FIR कर रही है और उम्मीद है ये SIT जल्दी अपनी जांच को आगे बढ़ाएगी, सबूत इकट्ठे करेगी ताकि कोर्ट में ये मामला कहीं कमजोर ना पड़ जाए और कहीं अपराधी बच ना जाए.
All eyes are now on the BJP on how they would tackle these allegations against their alliance partner. Will this throw a spanner in the works for the NDA in Karnataka? Only time will tell.
Well, elections are here, ladies and gentlemen. 2 phases out of 7 are done. 2 phases done, and yet the Congress party seems to be in a dilemma on where Rahul Gandhi. Now, if at all the Congress manages to win, and we don't know whether that will ever happen, but if they do, Rahul Gandhi will have a key role to play. But where will Rahul Gandhi contest from, apart from Wayanad? Now there is confusion about Amethi. We are hearing that the Congress party met. They met again, but they couldn't reach a decision on whether Rahul Gandhi will fight from Amethi against Smriti Irani. He had lost by less than 1 lakh votes in 2019, and it appears that the Congress is extremely confused because they know that Smriti Irani is a heavyweight for Rahul Gandhi. Here's the story so far.
In the heart of Uttar Pradesh, questions over the battle for Amethi remains at the helm of the political space. Mystery over Gandhi family sky and Rahul's candidature against Union Minister Smriti Irani in Amethi continues to loom. While the CEC has left the final call to field Rahul Gandhi from Amethi and Priyanka Vadra from Raebareli to Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge, Gandhi's old competitor and incumbent MP Smriti Irani filed her nomination today. Meanwhile, leaders battling in Wayanad have spoken exclusively to Republic. They say that the Wayanad MP has betrayed his constituency.
If Rahul Gandhi goes and contests from Amethi, how would you look at that?
No, it is right, but he should be frank enough to the people of this constituency.
Sir, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, now they are planning to go ahead, and it is being stated, sources are stating he wants to go ahead and contest from Amethi, sir. How is it looking? Is it possible that he is going to contest in Amethi, or will he stick to Wayanad?
My party will take a stand. I don't want to comment on it.
Sir, Rahul Gandhi, is he planning to contest from Amethi, sir?
I don't know. where to see.
Despite a series of hurdles, Congress remains on the back foot.
देखिए, अमेठी लोकसभा क्षेत्र में मैं पहली महिला हूँ जो नॉन कांग्रेस जो जीती है, और अमेठी लोकसभा क्षेत्र में पहली बार ऐसा होगा कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी का प्रत्याशी दूसरी बार लगातार जीतेगा. अमेठी नहीं, पूरे देश के इतिहास में ये पहली बार हुआ है कि 19 में हमने कांग्रेस के राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष को हराया. तो कई ऐसे इतिहास भारतीय जनता पार्टी यहाँ गढ़ चुकी है, लिख चुकी है.
With Amethi set to go to polls on May 20th, will the Congress be able to field a formidable challenger to Smriti Irani?
Pakistan and its proxies are trying their best to somehow target the Indian elections. Ladies and gentlemen, the ongoing operations, the anti-terror operations in Udhampur continue for 2 days, and we're getting you a report on the latest so far as Pakistan and its proxies are once again trapped in their own game.
Several terrorists from Pakistan were trapped in an encounter with security forces at the Udhampur-Kathua border in Jammu and Kashmir on Sunday morning.
Indian Army has intensified the operation along with the Jammu and Kashmir police and their special forces to wipe out the terrorists that are still active in the Basantgarh area of the Udhampur district. Yesterday, the terrorists fired upon the security forces, which led to the retaliation by the VDC members. However, in the retaliation, the VDG member Mohammad Sharif lost his life. The operations are still continuing. There are 4 terrorists, those believed to have infiltrated from Pakistan in the recent past, in the 3rd week of April, from the Kathua or the Bamial area of the Pathankot district in Punjab. The intensified operations are on in the area so as to wipe out these terrorists and also to neutralize the threat that is emerging. The stops and the special points have been established in and around this area so that the terrorists do not escape from this very area where they are trying to establish a base by carrying out the act of terror and also living here in the upper Dogs.
The top brass of the Jammu and Kashmir Police, the Indian Army and CRPF were present to pay tribute to Martyr Mohammad Sharif in the wreath-laying ceremony. Republic has learned that China-made green lacquered bullets were used by the Pakistani terrorists to kill the guard. Steel core bullets were also used by terrorists in Udhampur, the same bullets used by Pakistani terrorists to kill 7 Hindus in the Dhangri area of Rajouri in Jammu and Kashmir. The encounter erupted after terrorists hiding in the area opened fire at security forces who retaliated, resulting in a gunfight. The security forces were carrying out a search operation in the Kandli area of Udhampur-Kathua border when the encounter broke out. After receiving inputs regarding movement of suspicious individuals late last evening, the Jammu and Kashmir Police activated the security grid in Basantgarh police station limits of Udhampur district. As the operations enter day 2, now the security forces are carrying out drone surveillance in the area.
Basantgarh anti-terror operation has now entered the day's 2nd, and now along with the troops on ground, the aerial surveillance is also being done. The drones are being used by the Jammu and Kashmir Police Special Operations Group. These are the specialized surveillance drones that have been pressed into the action by the police. Important to mention that this area that is being surveillanced upon right now is the Uj River area, which connects the area of Basantgarh to the Kathua, from where the terrorists are suspected to have infiltrated into the Indian territory in the 3rd week of the April. 4 Pakistani terrorists is said to be the group, and now the surveillance of the area, because there are several big rocks that act as a natural hideout for these terrorists, and that's why this intensified surveillance is being done by the Jammu and Kashmir Police.
Forces suspect around 8 to 9 terrorists are hiding in the region.
As we get to India's biggest stories from across the Republic, this report coming in from Bhimtara in Chhattisgarh, where a collision between a truck and a goods vehicle claimed 9 lives this morning. Here's a report.
In a tragic incident, at least 9 people, including 3 children, were killed in a road accident in Chhattisgarh's Bhimtara region. As many as 23 people are said to be injured in the accident. Apart from the children, 5 women have died in the crash too. The mishap occurred after a goods vehicle collided with a pickup truck in the Kathia village in the district. The crash was reported when the passengers of the pickup truck were returning from a family event at the Tiria village.
9 people died on the very spot after their vehicle, which was full of the villagers which were coming from a village called Kathia in the Bhimtara district, after attending a marriage, collided with a parked vehicle. Many actually died on the spot. 5 women and 3 children were among those who died, and as many as 23 are being reported being injured. 4 of them are being told to be in a very critical condition, and right now all of them have been shifted to Raipur AIIMS and are being treated.
The vehicle, carrying 40 to 50 passengers, hailed from the village of Kathara. Efforts were swiftly made to transfer the injured to the All India Institute of Medical Sciences in Raipur for further treatment.
Getting in pictures of Union Minister Amit Shah's roadshow in Guwahati. Let's cut across live My colleague Aniruddha is also live from Guwahati this evening as we get to these pictures. Union Home Minister Amit Shah has been travelling the length and breadth of the country. The BJP leadership going from state to state, phase by phase, and those are live pictures of the Union Home Minister Amit Shah. Amit Shah is in Guwahati today ahead of the elections. Several traffic restrictions also imposed in Guwahati ahead of the Union Home Minister's visit. Amit Shah is in Assam today. Amit Shah holding a roadshow in Guwahati. He's campaigning for the BJP candidate from the Guwahati Lok Sabha constituency, who is Bijuli Kalita Medi. Campaigning for Bijuli Kalita and getting details also of the other different restrictions that have been put in place ahead of the Union Home Minister's visit. In fact, in another part of Assam, drone and firecracker restrictions were also put. And these are some live pictures coming in of Union Home Minister Amit Shah. It's a 2-kilometer roadshow from Cycle Factory to Lal Ganesh in the heart of Guwahati city. We'll try and go across to my colleague Aniruddha, also joining us live on the broadcast. Amit Shah, the Union Home Minister, is on this roadshow and it has just begun a few minutes back. We'll proceed about 2 kilometers. It's a packed roadshow, just like most roadshows of the Union Home Minister, whether it's the Home Minister or the Prime Minister. Most of the star candidates of the star campaigners of the BJP getting in and drawing thousands and thousands of supporters wherever they go. And Aniruddha is on the phone line with us. Aniruddha, can you hear me? Okay, I think we have a poor line there. I have a poor line with you. Just stay with me. This is Union Home Minister Amit Shah holding a roadshow in Guwahati to garner support for his party's candidates ahead of the third phase of elections in Assam. Amit Shah's 2-kilometer roadshow from Cycle Factory to Lal Ganesh in the heart of Guwahati. And more than 1 lakh people, the BJP has gone on record to say that more than 1 lakh people will participate today in the roadshow, which by so far they say is the biggest roadshow, the biggest rally in Guwahati so far. Guwahati, along with Dhubri, Kokrajhar and Barpeta, will go to the elections on the 7th of May. And the Union Home Minister is in Guwahati ahead of the next phase of elections in Assam. Taking a break. Back with the live coverage and all the live and breaking stories. Stay tuned.